eventually overwhelm her. Imhotep would likely trap her in a sand wall or drown her in a sudden surge of water, regenerate any damage she inflicts, and ultimately overpower her. Would you like me to compare two other movie monsters in a similar fight?
What supernatural horror movie villain would be a good matchup for him?
That's a fantastic question. To find a good match for Imhotep, 1999, we need a supernatural villain who is also highly resilient, controls a unique external force, and has a vulnerability that can be exploited by the environment, rather than just physical force. A perfect and compelling matchup for Imhotep would be Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise. The epic matchup, Imhotep, 1999, versus Pinhead, the Cenobite. This is a battle of ancient Egyptian magic and elemental control, versus interdimensional BDSM magic and pain-based torment. Villain, core power set, vulnerability/constraint. Imhotep, near invulnerability when regenerated. Absolute elemental control, sand, water, plagues. Commander of undead armies. The Book of Amun-Ra, a specific magical item, must be read aloud to strip him of his life force and send him back. Pinhead, interdimensional travel, telekinesis, chains and hooks, reality warping limited to his domain, invulnerability to physical attacks, can only enter or fully manifest in the human world when the Lament configuration puzzle box is solved. The fight scenario, why it's a good match. 1. Immovable object versus unstoppable force. Imhotep's massive biblical-scale elemental attacks, sandstorms, walls of water, cannot actually kill Pinhead, who is not made of flesh and bone in the traditional sense. Conversely, Pinhead's chains and hooks, which thrive on pain and tearing flesh, are useless against a fully regenerated Imhotep, who has no need of organs and can instantly regrow any lost flesh by draining a victim. 2. The environment is the key. The fight won't be about physical strength. It will be about containment and control. Pinhead's strategy. He would use his telekinesis to try and steal the Book of Amun-Ra, if available, or simply banish Imhotep to his own dimension of suffering, hell. Imhotep's strategy. He would use an entire ocean's worth of water or a mountain of sand to try and bury/incapacitate the Lament configuration, puzzle box, cutting off Pinhead's anchor to the material world. 3. The armies. While Imhotep can summon an army of flesh-hungry mummies, Pinhead can summon other Cenobites and a wave of hook-wielding, pain-seeking victims, creating a battle of two distinct types of supernatural foot soldiers. It would be a stalemate of powers until one villain manages to locate and neutralize the other's magical anchor, the book or the puzzle box. Would you like me to analyze how another villain, like Freddy Krueger, would fare against...
No, do an alien, wait. Alright, I want a complete analysis breakdown of a fight between him, an army of xenomorphs, and a queen xenomorph. And a different fight between him and... Hold on, what's his name? Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, tell me that wouldn't be a good fucking fight, then. Damn it, I missed when they did. You're dumb. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, here's one of the good bad guys back in
Fortnite?
Like, the shit he did was, like, best for the storyline development.
That is an excellent set of fights. You have pitted Imhotep's powerful elemental and magical control against two purely biological/physical horror icons. Here is the complete analysis and breakdown for both hypothetical battles. Fight 1. Imhotep, 1999, versus the Xenomorph Hive. This is a battle of ancient curse versus perfect biology. The combatants' character, key power/weakness, Imhotep, 1999. Strengths, near immortality, fully regenerated. Absolute elemental control, sand, water, plagues. Command of the undead. Weakness, the Book of Amun-Ra must be read. Massive size, super strength/speed. Armored hide. Razor sharp claws/tail. Highly corrosive blood. Acid. Weakness. Traditional physical damage, though highly resistant. Focus on protecting the egg-laying sac. Xenomorph army. Strengths. Superior numbers. High speed/agility. Concealment. Warrior cast. Acid blood. Weakness. Cannot deal damage faster than Imhotep can regenerate. The analysis. Imhotep wins. Overwhelming. A drone, warrior, or even the queen lands a solid blow, ripping a hole in Imhotep's torso. The key difference: xenomorph attacks cause physical trauma. Imhotep's unique ability allows him to instantly regenerate flesh by draining life from living creatures. Since the entire hive is alive, he has an infinite health bar. Phase 2, the acid blood problem. When a xenomorph is killed, its highly corrosive acid blood sprays everywhere. This acid is capable of melting through multiple floors of a metal ship. Imhotep's counter. He can use this water to douse the acid, or, more simply, he can command the ground and bury the entire hive in sand. Since he is already a walking corpse of sand and regenerating flesh, the acid's effect on him is negligible compared to the Queen's ability to kill him physically. Phase 3, the elemental route. Imhotep does not need to get close. He simply summons a biblical-scaled plague of locusts or scarabs to swarm the entire hive, devouring drones and warriors. He then focuses his elemental power on the Queen. He could encase her massive form in a coffin of solid earth or sand, or summon a massive sinkhole of water and sand to join her. Her physical strength is great, but it is no match for the raw forces of nature he commands. Fight 2, Imhotep, 1999, versus the Creeper, Jeepers Creepers. This is a battle of soul-sucking power versus organ-sucking power. The combatants, character, key power/weakness, Imhotep, 1999. Strengths, life force draining, elemental control, undead army, near invulnerability. The Creeper, strengths, regeneration by consuming replacement body parts/organs, superhuman strength/speed, expert hunter, supernatural weaponry. Throwing stars, axis. The Creeper's weakness, cannot regenerate during his 23-day hibernation cycle. He must consume specific living organs to heal and sustain himself. The analysis, Imhotep wins by starvation. Phase 1, the initial exchange. The Creeper's primary advantage is its ability to absorb the desired living organs from its victims to instantly heal all damage. The Creeper attacks Imhotep with his physical weapons or claws. Imhotep is damaged, but immediately heals by draining the life from an unfortunate passerby or a resurrected mummy warrior. Phase 2, the Creeper's problem. Imhotep is essentially a walking, regenerating corpse. He does not require living organs, like a heart, eyes, or lungs, to function. He is sustained by a magical curse and stolen life force. If the Creeper were to consume a piece of Imhotep, who is mostly sand, dust, and stolen life, he would gain nothing of value for his regeneration cycle. Imhotep cannot provide the Creeper with the living, replacement organs he needs. Phase 3, the stalemate and victory. The two villains are locked in a near stalemate, as neither can physically kill the other quickly. The Creeper can heal from damage by eating a bystander, and Imhotep can heal from damage by draining a bystander. The deciding factor, Imhotep can use his elemental power to pin, bury, and permanently contain the Creeper, much like he does to his enemies in his films. He can trap the Creeper in a pit of quicksand, bury him under a massive earth wall, or summon a powerful sandstorm to grind down his body. Without a usable body part to eat, the Creeper cannot heal, and would remain immobilized, or, more fatefully, Imhotep could simply force the Creeper into his 23-year hibernation cycle, which he must do to fully regenerate, effectively winning the fight by non-lethal incapacitation. Would you like to analyze a fight between Imhotep and another movie monster, such as Pennywise?
Oh shit. Yeah, who would win in the fight with him and Pennywise, and then who would win in the fight between him, an army of xenomorphs, the xenomorph queen, and the Creeper?
Okay, these are increasingly epic matchups. We're talking about incredibly powerful entities here. Let's break down Imhotep, Pennywise, and then Fight 1, Imhotep, 1999 versus Pennywise, IT. This is a battle of ancient curse versus cosmic terror. The combatants, character, key power/weakness, Imhotep, 1999. Strengths, near immortality when regenerated, absolute elemental control, sand, water, plagues, command of the undead, life force draining. Weakness, the Book of Amun-Ra, read by a specific person, Evelyn, Pennywise, IT. Strengths, shapeshifting into deepest fears, illusion casting, mind control, enhanced physical strength/speed, limited reality warping, telepathy. True form is cosmic.
Oh shit, beam clap!
What? By non-losers. Physical injury can deter, weaken it temporarily. The analysis, Pennywise wins. Likely, but very difficult. This is one of Imhotep's toughest matchups, because Pennywise operates on a fundamentally different plane of existence. Phase 1. Imhotep's offensive. Imhotep, seeing Pennywise's various forms, would likely start with his large-scale elemental attacks. A massive sandstorm, a wall of water, or a plague of locusts. Pennywise's response. Pennywise is not a physical being in the same way. It can warp reality within Derry, and likely anywhere it chooses to manifest its full power. It would likely ignore or subtly redirect Imhotep's elemental attacks, or simply disappear from their path. Trying to bury a shape-shifting cosmic entity with sand is like trying to catch smoke. Phase 2. Pennywise's psychological warfare. Pennywise thrives on fear. It would immediately try to tap into Imhotep's deepest fears. What does an ancient high priest, brought back from the dead, fear? Perhaps being banished again, being eternally trapped, or facing the judgment of the gods he betrayed. Imhotep's resilience. Imhotep is thousands of years old, driven by love for Ankh-Sunamun, and has shown immense resolve. He's not easily scared by physical threats. However, Pennywise can manifest psychological horrors that are not physical. Pennywise could create illusions of Ankh-Sunamun rejecting him, or the Magi successfully using the Book of Amun-Ra against him. This could momentarily distract or weaken Imhotep. Phase 3. The true forms of vulnerabilities. Imhotep's invulnerability. Imhotep is a regenerated mummy sustained by life force. Pennywise's physical attacks, claws, teeth, wouldn't truly kill him, as he'd just regenerate by draining life. Pennywise's true nature. Pennywise's true form exists in the macroverse, and its physical manifestations are just anchors. Trying to physically kill Pennywise is incredibly difficult. Imhotep doesn't have the courage or belief weapons that the Losers Club uses. The Book of Amun-Ra. Imhotep's one true vulnerability is a specific magical item and an incantation. Pennywise, with its telepathy and knowledge-gathering abilities, could potentially discover this weakness and exploit it, perhaps even forcing a human victim to read the book. Conclusion. This is a tough one, but Pennywise likely wins. Imhotep's powers are immense, but ultimately grounded in the physical world and tangible magic. Pennywise operates on a cosmic psychological level that Imhotep doesn't have a direct counter for. Imhotep can't drain fear, and he can't bury a being that exists in another dimension and can manipulate reality. Pennywise would likely drive Imhotep to despair, or trick him into a trap, where the Book of Amun-Ra could be used against them, or simply banish him to a psychological hellscape. Fight 2. The Ultimate Free-for-All. Imhotep, 1999, versus Xenomorph Queen, plus Army versus the Creeper. This is an insane, chaotic brawl between three very different types of predators. The combatants and their goals. 1. Imhotep, 1999. Seeks to destroy all opposition. Needs life force to heal. Controls elements. 2. Xenomorph Queen plus Army. Seeks to propagate the species, eliminate threats, and harvest victims for hosts. Physically devastating. 3. The Creeper. Seeks to harvest living organs for regeneration. Indifferent to others unless they pose a threat or have desired organs. The analysis. Imhotep wins. High difficulty. This would be a spectacle of destruction, but Imhotep's unique abilities give him the ultimate edge over the biological and organ-hungry monsters. Phase 1. Initial chaos and mutual destruction. Xenomorphs versus Creeper. The Xenomorphs would immediately perceive the Creeper as a threat. The Creeper would see the Xenomorphs as potential sources of organs, though likely not desirable for its specific needs due to their alien biology and acid blood. This would be a brutal physical clash. The Creeper's supernatural strength and weapons would rip through drones, but the sheer numbers and acid blood would eventually overwhelm it or force it to retreat to heal. Imhotep's role. Imhotep would initially observe, letting his enemies weaken each other. He'd regenerate any damage taken by draining life from whichever creatures are still alive. Phase 2. Imhotep's elemental dominance. Against Xenomorphs. As established, Imhotep's large-scale elemental attacks are devastating to the Xenomorph hive. He could summon a massive sandstorm to engulf and grind down the entire army, and even the queen. He could conjure enormous waves of water to drown and wash away the acid. The Xenomorph's acid blood, while deadly to most, wouldn't deter a being made of sand and life force. Against the Creeper, though powerful, cannot sustain itself by consuming Imhotep. Imhotep can immobilize the Creeper indefinitely, with walls of earth, quicksand, or by simply burying him under a mountain of sand. The Creeper cannot escape truly massive environmental manipulation. Phase 3. The Creeper's desperation. The Creeper would realize it can't harm Imhotep in a way that provides useful organs for healing. It would try to evade Imhotep's elemental assaults and potentially focus on more suitable living targets, if any were present. However, Imhotep's range and power are too vast. The deciding factors for Imhotep's victory: 1. Invulnerable to key attacks. Imhotep is unaffected by the xenomorph's acid blood and cannot be killed by physical trauma as long as there is life to drain. The creeper cannot regenerate from consuming Imhotep. 2. Overwhelming area of effect power. Imhotep's ability to summon massive sandstorms, walls of water, and plagues can wipe out entire armies, like the xenomorphs, and completely incapacitate individual physically strong threats, like the creeper, without needing to engage them directly. 3. No exploit for Imhotep's weakness. Neither the xenomorphs nor the creeper possess the book of Amun Ra, or the knowledge that needs it. They cannot exploit Imhotep's one true vulnerability: conclusion. The xenomorphs and the creeper will put on an incredible fight against each other, but ultimately, Imhotep's combination of regeneration, elemental mastery, and lack of a exploitable biological weakness against these foes would allow him to systematically defeat both, first by attrition, and then by overwhelming elemental force. What other monstrous matchups are you curious about?
I'm down. Oh, bro, I think I'm the best. What fuck? Why does that name sound familiar? Okay. Wow, what's up? I'll get that. Oh, bad. That was a close fight. Fuck.
私は何としても勝つ。勝利のためなら全てを捨てよう。全て破壊する。私も避難した方がいいでしょうか。この戦いで最強が決まります。
That's a crazy squad.
お前勝てない。何年経っていられるか。 あっさりと殺してやろう。
Yeah, how many seconds, bitch? Fuck you. Dude. Fuck. Oh, shit. I lost the train of connection. But I beat the fuck out of his whole squad, except him and one more person. And they started off with the bullshit. Fuck for that bullshit.
うちの旦那もたまにはお買い物に付き合ってくれたらいいのに。たまにはゆっくりお買い物っていうのもいいわね。さすがお目が高い。あれもこれも全部欲しくなっちゃうわよね。さすがお目が高い。どう？いいもの見つかった？何を買うか悩んじゃうわね。たまにはゆっくりお買い物っていうのもいいわね。どんなものを探してるの？あれもこれも全部欲しくなっちゃうわよね。何を買うか悩んじゃうわね。
Bom.
さすがお目が高い。何